afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, May 26, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Some folks are having a problem getting to the sign-up for the webinar today with PAO, which is after this call at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Our homepage, weareonelightforall.net, you go there in the TFCC box, look for special presentation, click the link provided to register. I think it's $20. And I'm going to talk about some new avenues concerning the celestial chamber and the technologies that I haven't shared before, that I have made improvements on based upon interviewing a lot of people. Understand that the mind doesn't have the capacity to rest forever in a state of happiness, because if it did, we would not evolve. Think about it. What if the mind was totally satisfied? Completely. What would happen to our world? Would we even look deeper into this question at all? Would we care about anything of any real meaning in this? If so, why would we? Throughout our entire lives, this seeking mechanism is one machine we cannot turn off, nor would we really want to. We simply choose to be deeply aware that this perpetual seeking machine is always running. The divine design of the mind is perfect, and we simply need to comprehend its perfection if we are to really enjoy life, find our spiritual journey here. We need to understand that the desire is not the cause of suffering. Rather, it's our attachment to desire which holds us to the state of anxiety. To be continuously wanting, wishing, and thinking is utter hell. To be able to rest, relax, and enjoy the radiant, healing, golden energy from the great spiritual light that you are within is absolute bliss. Our mind has been embedded for centuries with this ancient, unsatisfied program for one very wonderful reason. A great creativity and manifesting fire gets ignited when we believe the grass is greener, richer, softer, and more lush in the neighbor's yard than ours. Now, sure, the mind can get crazy and start thinking the neighbors must be smarter. It's interesting because some of us have done that in this life. Yeah, you might be looking out of a kitchen window or front door and you see, what are they doing to make their grass so green? I think I'm doing the same thing. So how come theirs is greener? It's kind of kooky. And chances are high that the neighbors don't actually have greener grass than you do. But you can't tell that you can't tell that truth to the seeking, desiring mind. Good news is that an enormous fire of desire is lit when we see that we just don't have it all. Mind is a genius at believing whatever it wants to believe is true. It can only see a fraction of the whole truth. It cannot contain the entire universal truth all the time. It would be out of a job if it had that knowledge. It's a master at inventing super creative stories about our limitations in this world, which fill us up with this amazing experience called insecurity. These wonderful insecure feelings are perfectly designed to push us onto our spiritual path. They provoke us to dig deeper, so we stop functioning in automatic robot mode and find our real purpose for being alive. Our insecurity causes us to drop the mind games so that we start stoking our real spiritual fires, unleashing our deepest motivation, our highest inspiration, and our richest creativity inside. A quote from Osho: "Unless you become a Buddha, you have not lived at all, because you will not know the great poetry of this life, the great music of existence. You will not know the celestial celebration that goes on and on and on. You will not know the dance of the stars. The bliss, this bliss, is for you. All these flowers and all these songs and all these stars are for you. You are entitled to miracles." We've all come in these bodies to evolve, expand our consciousness, and eventually become awakened Buddhas. We're all Buddhas, mind you. We're all Christ. Those are not people, okay? Those are definitions of enlightenment. So, when we become awakened Buddhas or awakened Christ, a Buddha simply means one who has stopped sleeping, one who is aware, self-realized, and living fully in the now. Okay? That's an enlightened being. Living fully in the now, not partly, not once in a while. It's perhaps the easiest and most natural way we can experience this life. Yet it means we have to unlearn everything we believe to be the reason why we are here. Unlearn it on everything we believe in this very moment why we're here. To stimulate the enlightened path is in our lives. We need to create more space and room to grow. We need to feel the lack of something and then experience the great emptiness that is all around us. And this empty feeling is always available, inherent within each desire that comes from the mind. Now, we will reach the enlightened state. Okay? But to reach it, we must choose to dive into the mind and let it go. Now, to some people, that sounds really weird. Let it go. How do you let that go? We must let the mind believe that the neighbor's grass is greener than our own, and realize how ridiculous it is to be comparing grass in the first place. People do it. So we must notice all the places in our life where we are comparing ourselves with others, with people we look up to, saying that they have something we don't. We must choose to allow the mind to be brimming with jealousy, full with desire, so much that it implodes onto this fantastic, empty universe that is exploding with life. That's what this universe is doing, exploding with life in this very now moment. If we allow the mind to do what it does, it will eventually invent some fantastic new, organic, healthier way to grow better grass, and one day have greener grass than the neighbors. That's attachment, by the way. With a glorious new imagined goal and destination to be entertained by, the mind can provide us or provoke us to expand our consciousness, playing its endless games within games inside of itself just for the pure discovery of all the many multi-dimensional joys and pleasures of being alive. What else did you want to do with your time here on earth? Nurture your mind with great thoughts, for you will never go any higher than you think. Benjamin Disraeli. Very true quote. Many of us don't nurture our mind with great thoughts. Okay? And we don't go any higher. One word of caution to us all on our manifesting journey. Be very aware that the mind is like a Jedi master at distracting us from what's spiritually real and essential. And this distraction is also sacred, needed, and divine. For when we finally give up seeking and attend to what actually is spiritual and real, we will see how the distraction was not really a distraction, but a truly essential ingredient in directing our path towards a spiritual awakening. It's quite beautiful to sit back and recognize how perfect every aspect of existence actually is. Nothing is actually imperfect or actually as we think it is. Our addictions are glorious. Our perpetual search for something better is deeply needed for our enlightenment. What we think will make us happy is the essential illusion needed to find the real. And this feeling that we are lacking something in the succulent, dangling chocolate, dangling on the golden string to get us to come out of our dark caves. Perfection is everywhere and in everything, always. The divine being you truly are is ridiculously intelligent. That means all of us, okay? And there's this, the human psyche, the social, the society, right, dictates on who is and who's not. And we're not talking about the body. We are all divine beings who are ridiculously intelligent. It is so spiritually smart. It knows where we are hiding and exactly how to get us to come out. It realizes that we would never know what true wholeness was like unless we believed we had a hole to fill. We cannot know what blissful freedom feels like until we experience the most imprisoning, limiting state of mind. The great mystery of this life has this miraculous way of continuously teaching us what we most need to know for our enlightenment. There is not a moment that goes by where this universe is not inviting us to dive deeper inside and surrender more completely into the healing depths of our soul. We really are constantly being summoned to come out of hiding. This universe wants us to appreciate this sweet spiritual gift of existence. It is always giving the God source to us to liberate ourselves from the internal catacomb-like prisons of the mind. We are being constantly welcomed to see everything in our lives with absolute love and clarity. We always have this option to sit down, relax about it all, and understand our life's mission. Right now, we can stop everything and choose to live in total devotion and connection with our heart's spiritual presence. We all came into these bodies to discover that we are amazing, multidimensional, divine manifesting beings who can create anything we desire right now, right in this now. This huge and truly awesome task requires that we unleash our full power and reveal our ultimate treasure inside. The greatest treasure we have is found once we stop the mind and rest at our source of consciousness. What is that source? The God, who we really are. This is meditation, and is the divine doorway to opening our lives up to the highest states of energy, love, and consciousness. This temporary stopping of the mind happens every day. Yet it's just whether we are doing it consciously or it's being done to us and have no way to create it. Perhaps both are true. Yet when we allow a new perception of reality in, like this one, it can radically change our lives forever. A regular coin has three sides to it. Where's the third side? The edge. You got heads, tail, and the edge. Three sides to it. And they're all true. It's not so much the doing, but the undoing that actually makes a shift occur. Letting go of the most minor shifts in perception, the slightest adjustments to how we are seeing this life, can totally transform our entire experience of who and what we are. Who is the greatest guru from all the eons and past? You. God that you are. So, use your mind instead of being used, by your mind. Worship, respect, honor, and love this brilliant, all-powerful tool so you can create what you want in your life. Stop being unconsciously used by the tool itself. If you don't use the tool consciously, you will be used by it. And guess what? Most of us on this planet, that's exactly what's going on. This means don't get over-identified with your tool. Don't avoid your tool. Do not fight with your tool. The mind is not who you are. The mind is not who any of us are. We are not the tool. Even if the mind tells you that you're a no-good failure 10,000 times, just know that you are 10,000 times closer to stepping back to become more conscious of your tool addiction and stop being used by it. Deep down, realize your soul is ultimately in charge, running the entire show. Trust in this, not sporadically, not once in a while. Trust in this always. Trust that life has a higher intelligence than you'll ever understand. And it is taking you on the most exquisite, unique ride through this world so that one day you sit back, become the Jedi Master of your mind, and experience the greatest form of satisfaction and pleasure. Now, a very helpful idea to learn in this is to become devoted, to be devoted to being gentle with yourself, no matter what. When you can be gentle with your mind, you will master it and eventually be free from it. The mind will listen to you instead of you always listening to it. When you can have full mastery over the mind, all you'll feel is a great love and gentleness with everything, thought, memory, experience you come across on your inner world. This is real mastery. If and when you can be gentle, no matter what, no matter how crazy, irate, or demanding the world becomes, make the promise right now to yourself that you will be gentle with you no matter what occurs, no matter what. Enjoy this journey. It's guaranteed to get even better. You see, we begin to realize that you can feel it. It's with all the things occurring, the photon light energy field that we're flowing through, created by the collective consciousness, becoming more and more aware of going within, and then understanding that you're the master, you're the commander. You always have been. Now, the interesting thing is that most of us don't know that. And a lot of us really, really come down on ourselves. We do it. None of us are exempt from it. Different degrees, subtle, not so subtle, and in your face. Life, all right? Life is God. We're God, God is us. And life is our greatest teacher, isn't it? While we're in these bodies? It has this mysterious, seductive way of showing us how deeply powerful, creative, and incredibly penetrating we truly are. This world, for instance, wants to be penetrated by you, by your energy, your creativity, your love, and your consciousness. That is why it is here. This world is here to experience you, so that in return you get to experience it. This is the cosmic setup. And how we can learn, grow, and evolve as infinite souls traveling through life on our mysterious journey home. We are not just passive observers, watching our lives flutter by. We are also not just actors on life's stage, playing out these random personalities in the garden variety of roles handed down to us. We are that indescribable expansion and contraction of consciousness that is weaving itself in between. We are the blend of the observer, the observed, and the actor on the grand stage. We are the energy that's creating our action. And this detached observer who is watching it all magically unfold. We are this interwoven space, this timeless spiritual essence that is beyond all rational comprehension. It can be tricky at first to understand that this divine interwoven mystery is what and who we really are. We've been programmed and imprinted to believe we are either this body or this soul. That we're either spiritual or material beings. Yet, if we look with a penetrating, piercing mind into the core infrastructure of our human reality, we will see that we are both. This universe is just too big not to contain both. And whenever we begin to identify ourselves with anything other than all three sides of the coin, we needlessly suffer. Whatever is given to you is precious. If it was not so, existence would not have given it to you. Also. Now, I believe that we all know that suffering is not always bad. It is the most wonderful indicator that we are not being receptive, open, and available to this universe. Thank God there's something to notify us when we are off target. Our suffering, however, is not to be taken too personally. Suffering just means that the ego, which is your individuated mind, has got you convinced that it's in charge and running the entire show. It is a master of pretending that your life is something smaller than the divine cosmic immensity that it truly is. The mind has got you hypnotized into believing its minuscule separate version of reality is true. It's like a colony of ants trying to convince every human being that their world is the only system that exists on the planet, and the most important one everyone should be focusing upon. All suffering stems from forgetting our connection with the God source, which originates from a deeper complaint we have within ourselves that says life should be different than the way it is. The complaining ego does not trust that the all-intelligent, divinely creative God source knows exactly what it is doing. Our ego maintains its kingly or queenly suffering state because it stopped being curious about this awesome divine matrix of life. It has forgotten about our spiritual freedom, the power of pure consciousness, and our ability to choose what really matters. God exists with everything, including our awareness right here, right now. At the deepest level of reality, this universe has given us an opportunity to discover this connection with the divine, which creates total freedom, love, empowerment, and enlightenment in our lives. We are given an opportunity, while we are in a human body, to create whatever we wish to, including transcending every level of suffering, life mastery, and mastery over our minds. Inner mastery is available to any one of us, anybody who truly believes it is possible to be free from any type of suffering forever. Some people, though, feel they need to suffer more before they are ready for liberation, while others believe they've had enough and are not willing to tolerate living in some version of inner conflict another day. The most interesting thing that you will discover, though, is that the people who are truly, honestly finished with their own personal suffering toleration project suddenly create an inner shift in their consciousness that has the most fascinating dimension to it. They begin having a fully open, consistently receptive, welcoming quality to this life, which behaves much like a cosmic womb, continuously ready and willing to give birth to a deeper connection with the God source inside. When we look deeper and begin exploring what exactly is this cosmic womb, we see that it is the foundation for all matter and antimatter. It is this awesome, supremely empty, universal blackboard of which all consciousness and all its content fall upon. In a more spiritual context, you might say that the cosmic womb is the home base where the creative, all-loving God source abides. This womb is the feminine aspect of God, and all matter and consciousness is the male aspect. Just as you and I came from a womb, these bodies we're in came from a womb, everything in this universe was also born out of a womb as well. It is what existed before anything, before the first thought, before there was any empty void in existence. When we begin and choose to begin personally exploring this 100% pure emptiness of existence, we can often first encounter negative states of emotional sensation, such as lack, apathy, loss, or even depression. This is part of the normal emptying out procedure that is simply a cleaning of the ego's list of negative limiting beliefs it's been gripping onto. Through a persistent curiosity, devotion, meditation, prayer to one God within you, or spiritual practice of investigating this purely empty, cosmically connected, womb-like space inside us, we soon discover something radically divine and absolutely precious abides at our core. And at the core of our inner cosmic womb is absolute freedom, true inner peace, an indescribable self-love, a deeply penetrating awareness, and the connection to all the power and energy in this universe. And not only this universe, but all connecting universes. All that there is, ever has been, ever, beyond, and forever. This is where we're going. We will learn through these physical experiences. We've been doing this for thousands of lifetimes. We will become aware. We will learn that we, the gods, can travel anywhere we choose. Anywhere. Be anywhere. Enter any physical form if we want to. Full awareness of all of our past lives in detail. Clarity. And understanding. Comprehension. Now, I realize that this might sound quite outrageous and unbelievable to some, yet when you experience it for yourself, you'll see that that's precisely what it is. The cosmic womb is our sacred entry point, our spiritual gateway to instantly commune with the divine. When we are inside this absolutely pure empty space, the most direct, loving inner guidance immediately shows up, providing the most vital information and insights we were most needing to have. Discovering how to live in a constant, reverent communion with this sacred womb within is the most solid spiritual foundation that we can relax our entire lives into. There is nothing more reliable, since the cosmic womb is always there, always ready to be received, and always creating the deepest possible transformation within us. And when we surrender deeply to this life, we discover our own personal relationship and intimate connection with this deepest experience of reality. And to prove that it's real, we are given the gift of effortlessly finding total mastery over our minds, peace with every emotion we have, a profound unity with our own consciousness, and thus total mastery of our lives. Join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. An easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. You have many beautiful gifts to contribute. The world needs you. We all want to experience you. We yearn for your unique talents and abilities. Do not hoard them away out of fear or plain laziness. Do not let others step on you. We want to see your amazing ideas and feel the energy inside you. Stop lollygagging around. I think it's your turn to step up to the plate. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here Monday, May 27th, 2024. Well, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, and generous with yourself at all times, no matter what is happening. Period. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening. Because you see, the frequency of your gratitude increases your entire vibrational frequency to a higher level. And by being in deep gratitude, you will not fear, worry, or stress.